Well, hello there, everybody. It's Wednesday evening, and it's time for another accountability call with regional consultant Janet James, and I'm excited to hear how the day went. Last night I was a little under the weather, so if I sounded a little quieter than usual on my phone, I apologize, but I'm back on track today. I don't know what it was, just had a little bit of a headache. Maybe it was the weather. Maybe it was because I was absolutely paralytic drunk yesterday morning and I was in the hangover. Just kidding. Don't really do that. Anyway, let's get on with the call. And first of all, let's bring Janet onto the call. Are you there, Janet?
Yes, I am.
Fantastic. All righty. Well, we had a good day yesterday with Elsie and her husband and Rodney, and no, not Elsie. Well, not her husband. It was someone else. Her parents. That's right. And
right, it's her dad. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So that's real exciting. So I'm fascinated to hear how you sound quite buoyant. So I'm fascinated to hear how your Wednesday was.
Well, I got up this morning, and the hardest thing for me is to get these things written down. But I just got in my room, shut the door, and wrote it down, and then I called my realtor friend Paul, and I just prayed, okay, God, I'm going to do this. So anyway, I'm having lunch with him tomorrow at 11 o'clock to just show him what I do. One of my consultants is over Homeland Security for Collin County.
Okay.
And he is best friends with Paul. They hunt, they fish, they travel. And but anyway, Kelly's really busy and he hasn't really done anything with the business. So when I got Paul committed to tomorrow, I called Kelly and said, "Do you want to meet us for lunch?" And he said yes. So
now, is Kelly in the business or not?
He's in the business, but he is like super busy, and I can't really get him to sit down and he talk to people. He actually knows people all over. 4,000 He has 4,000 contacts. He's been to the FBI. He has done everything, but I can't get him to kind of sit down and make a list for me yet. So that's
maybe he just needs to understand that very often people on the outside, even if they're consultants and they haven't really kind of got involved in knowing what it's all about, I think in many cases they think, I don't have time to do it because they think they've got to stop what they're currently doing to then go and do Ambit. And it's a big misconception, as you know, because you know that we do Ambit, while we're out. And once you actually get that, then your friend Kelly can be doing what he's doing and then bumps into someone who's, expresses some kind of pain. His wife lost a job or he needs to make some more money, never sees the kids, et cetera, et cetera. And Kelly can just, really quickly say, hey, well, look, I've got this business I'm working with my friend Janet and it's doing great. You should take a look and see if it makes sense. May or may not be your cup of tea. When you understand that it can be part of conversation as an offer of help, rather than stopping what you're doing to get on the phone to start making calls, once you get that into your mind, then you realize how much of this you can get done alongside, a busy schedule. And the sooner people learn about that, the better. And it's a shame. Kelly you need to, as you quite rightly said, you need to get him sat down. And even before he starts writing his list and stuff, it's have him truly understand that what you're doing, if you like to help people, this is a great way to be able to help. If someone, how many people would love to own their own business but really don't think they could ever do it because it seems like it's expensive, it seems like there's a lot of time, et cetera, et cetera. How many people are trapped in their job and don't know a way out? How many people, would love to spend some more time? All of the whys that we know, but people just don't give the brain space to it. And so you're quite right. I would actually, if you can, at some point have Kelly sit down and just kind of explain that to him, to say, look, you don't have to stop what you're doing to go out and kind of, hit a written list, although that's a good way to build your business. You can just, be a reactive inviter. I mean, at the very beginning, I didn't have time like him. And so I was purely a reactive inviter. And all I did was help people all day. And I know that sounds kind of, tacky, but, when the roofer came round to fix my roof, he was an older guy and was a little worried about getting on the roof. There's pain. I said, well, I don't know if you keep your options open, but I may have something that can get you down off the roof and, making you the same sort of money. I don't know if it's going to be your cup of tea, but you should take a look. That's not someone who's on my written list, and I've got to take time out to do it. That's someone I answered the door to in my normal daily activity who expressed pain, and I offered him help. And that guy joined my business. I'm not saying he did a whole bunch of stuff, but he joined my business, and he got going. And that's the way busy people can build this business. So I would have that, come to Jesus conversation with him and talk to him about that. So
Okay.
I think that would be really useful for you to do that. But that's great. You've got an appointment with Paul tomorrow. Again, this discipline that we have on the Purge call is about an opportunity to show people what we do, not an opportunity to get people to join. And you'll show Paul tomorrow. It will make sense to him, or it won't, and he will join or he won't. But either way, I'm sure he will certainly refer you if it's not something he wants to do right now, and possibly become a customer. So good job. That's really good. Well done. You've got to feel very pleased with yourself having an appointment with the realtor tomorrow. That'd be great.
Yeah. I've been listening to your call, but not really consistently dedicated. But a while back, as I listened to your call, I write my name, just write 10 names down or whatever. And then by Thursday, I would think, well, I maybe had punched at 2. And then it was like, I really had to just sit down and really think about this purge, being on this purge call made me really think about, am I going to do this? I mean, really, seriously, am I going to do it? So with me doing this, it's kind of like I still was trying to do it, but I'd be in a fog So with doing the purge, I'm learning to actually write down and plan and then just do it. And so it gives more clarity to what I'm doing and actually just peace, because you get it done and then you go on.
That's a really good observation, Janet, because sometimes, people are in love with the idea of Ambit, and they go to the business presentations and they know they need it. Also, they have a super strong why. I know yours and Rick's why is very strong. But very often, if you're not sure what you're doing, very often people can just be kind of going through the motions. And as you say, you're in kind of a fog. You start your week with, well, how do I start my week and this type of thing. And it's very interesting, this purge call. It is, it's so much more than just planning your week. It's really helped people treat it with a little bit more respect. But more than anything else, just get some clarity. Even though what we do is really simple, it just gives you some clarity. If you know on Sunday you're going to pull down your top 10 names, and now you're getting a better inviter, now your posture is improving, and 2 invites a day, 1 accountability call Monday through Friday, and just keep doing that. Next week it'll be the same, the week after that it'll be the same, and you'll find 3 people who will want to work with you that you can plug into the same system straight away, and they'll find their 3. And if you do it that way with the same respect as you do your job, then you will have success. But it's a very interesting observation you had there. I think way too many people quit this business or gently drift away from this business for exactly what you were talking about. Is that they're kind of in a fog and not really sure what to do. We gather a handful of customers, help others do the same, but what does that mean on Monday? What does that mean on Tuesday? Who do I call? How do I invite them? And so it's very interesting you say that because I think that's a very observant observation, if you can have an observant observation. I think that's very interesting, and I think a lot of people who really get plugged into the purge call really find that. Very interesting. Okay, so all right, so let's push on a little further. So you've got a meeting with Paul. Were you able to make any other invitations today?
Well, I didn't call Julia back because I couldn't find that recall from yesterday on the YouTube. because I want to go back and write down what you said to me.
Okay.
To help. Okay, so I'm waiting on that. I did call and leave a message on a girl that I had talked to earlier that she used to be my Juice Plus rep. She told me she wasn't interested, but I just wanted to see if she would just sit down with me and just let me show her what I'm doing, so she might just give me referrals.
And that's fine. What was her name?
So I did that. Her name is Pat.
Pat, okay. As far as Julie is concerned, it's up on the Facebook page. You are on the EC Writers Facebook page, right?
Right, but I didn't see it. I saw Mondays and I saw Sundays, but I didn't see Tuesdays.
When was the last time you looked?
Just a while ago.
It was posted 5 hours ago. I'm looking at it right now on the EC Writers Facebook page.
Okay,
So,
for Tuesday night?
So go have it for Tuesday night. Yeah, there's Tuesday nights there, and Monday nights is there as well.
Okay,
So,
I'll go back
Sunday.
and maybe I'll look for it. But I wanted to be sure to have the good verbiage because I'm a talker, and so if I get nervous, I just start talking, and so that's really important to me to have the verbiage so that I don't get nervous.
And you know what? And I'm really glad you didn't call her today because remember, in the way we build this business, all we need is 3 consultants and get them qualified with 2 customers. So we're not playing a numbers game here. We are treating this business with respect, and we take our time and have patience. And I'm really pleased that you had patience before you called Julia again to make sure your invite is right, because the right invite may get her to look, and she joins your business and becomes your next regional senior EC or whatever it is. The wrong invitation may, kind of rub her the wrong way, and she doesn't even look, and she doesn't join your business. So I think absolutely, good for you, and a pat on the back for being patient to get the invitation right, have it written down, because there's nothing worse than getting nervous, and you're doing it. You can hear yourself saying, I am talking way too much. I'm saying this is just going the wrong way, and I don't know how to stop the call because it just gets weird. So if you do your invite right, that protects you from that nervousness and it keeps you on track. So good for you. That's great that you're going to be patient there. But as I say, it's all up on the Facebook page, so that's good. And then as far as Pat is concerned, I agree. So she doesn't want to do it. That's perfectly fine. But she knows if she's in your juice business, that this business is a business of networking. And so, you'd really like her to see what you're doing and understand what you're doing so she can refer you to other folks. That's great. As long as she looks, that's all that matters. Because when she looks and sees that she's not having to sell products, she may say to you, you know what, Janet, this is awesome. I think I could do this. Okay. And you'd be surprised the number of people who think they don't want to do it because they think it's something else. And when they see what it is, they'll do a 180 and join your business. So absolutely, the approach you're taking is great. She's already in your business for the juice business. So say, hey, I just want you to take a look so you can refer me. That's awesome. Okay. All righty. So any other calls done today?
No, but I have a question. I have a girl that I have sent a magazine to. I called her. She's a friend of mine from years ago, and she is a big official at State Farm Insurance, and so she and I visited one night. I don't know, it's been a couple months ago, and she's looking to retire from State Farm, and so she and I visited about Ambit, and then I sent her a magazine. She said she was real busy, and she said, I want just send me something and call me later because I'm not as busy. So I want to call her back, but I don't know the verbiage for someone who you've already sent them the video or, the magazine or whatever, what to say.
And how long ago was this?
I think I sent her the magazine a month ago.
Yeah, because you're right in the middle. It's almost been long enough to be, hey, I can update you, but it's also not long enough, because it's only a month away. I'll give you. We'll come to the right answer, but I'll just explain. If it was 3 months away or 6 months away, like we do when someone's been put on the drip list, then it's all about what's changed since you last spoke. What's changed in Ambit, increase in revenue and new states and maybe even international, and whatever news, whatever awards we've won, and then what's changed for you. Since we last spoke, I was already in EC. I'm ever closer to my next promotion position. I'm knocking on the door of the next promotion. It's going really, really well for me. And then what's changed with her. Obviously we spoke, and again, this is if we spoke 6 months ago. The one thing in life we know is nothing ever stays the same. And we talked about Ambit, back 6 months ago, and it was something that at the time wasn't right for you. But bearing in mind all the changes with Ambit and bearing in mind the success that I'm having, maybe it'd be a good time to readdress and have a look at this and see if it, makes sense for you, now 6 months down the road. That's how I would approach someone 6 months ago. If it's someone that's a week ago, and I've sent them a magazine, it would be very much along the lines of, what's this girl's name?
Sharon.
You say Sherry?
Sharon.
Sharon. Okay. I'd say,
yeah.
Hey, Sharon, I just want to follow up with you. I try to be as professional as I can as my business, and I want to make sure that I always follow up appropriately. Because I, first of all, want to make sure that I'm efficient, but secondly, I don't want to make sure that I'm, being a nuisance. Obviously, we showed you the Ambit business. I sent you a magazine, and I want to get to a position where, we can decide if it's something that makes sense for you or not. So there's still a takeaway in there. Let's arrange a time to get together for coffee and get any questions answered that you need, and let's make a decision if this is going to be something you're going to do or not. So very postured, very intentional, and I think you're going to have to go that route rather than the 6 month route.
Okay.
A month is bottom line, a month is too long. You do not want to leave a follow-up for a month because, again, here I am saying I want to follow up with you. I want to make sure that I'm, efficient and blah, blah, blah. Here I am saying I'm efficient and I'm a month behind. But it's okay. It is what it is, and she's someone who is, coming up to retire, and she may be looking for something like this. So I would use that second approach. I would say, hey, Sharon, this is Janet here. Just wanted to make sure I followed up with you. I consider myself a professional. I want to make sure I do everything right. We looked at the Ambit business, a month ago, and I sent you a magazine for you to take a look at. And I want to make sure that I follow up appropriately with you because, on the one hand, I want to make sure I get you all the information you need to make a decision. But on the other hand, I don't want to be a nuisance. I don't want to be chasing if it's something that you have zero interest in. And so what I wanted to do was arrange a time when we get together, discuss the options, discuss our movements forward, and see if this actually makes sense for you or not. That's how I would approach it. Very intentional, okay. Very professional, very business-like. No wandering around, no namby-pamby stuff, no, hey, how you doing? Business.
Okay.
Real posture. I think that's how I can help you the most this week, Janet, is to really help you with your posture because you're so lovely and you actually are very good at what you do. I mean, you must be just because of, what you did with your other business to get to, a comma club in a product-based business is extremely capable. But what I need to do is, all I'm going to do is this week fine-tune your posture because you've got, people want to do business with you. You're very good at what you do, but I've got to posture. I've got to toughen you up just a little bit. And we did the same thing with Dana. I don't know if you listened to his week. And in fact, if you haven't, you may want to go back and listen to his recordings because that is a transformed man. He is a transformed man. He has gone from, and he doesn't mind me using this word, he has gone from an obsequious Ambit person. And obsequious, for those who are not sure what that means, is a little bit too nice, a little bit, I can meet you whenever you want, whatever you need, whatever. No, this is a two-way street. It's 50-50. And so you're talking to this Sharon girl, 50% for you, 50% for her. You don't want to waste your time. You want to be a professional. You want to make sure you're not wasting her time, and you want to make sure you get her all the information she needs to make a good decision. 50-50, posture, eye to eye. You are not beneath her in any way. You're also not above her. I also see some very arrogant people out there who are a little too superior in the way they speak. But if you can get that balance nicely, and Dana's calls are perfect for learning how to do that, then that's the best thing I think I can do for you, Janet.
Okay. Thank you.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm just astounded that it works. I mean, like it works.
Oh, thanks.
It works. It works.
Thanks for your faith. Well, and that's great. I saw your post on Facebook, and I really appreciated it. And it's fantastic. It works for a couple of reasons. One, because it just gives you real structure, and it just guides people towards a yes or a no. But it also works because you're just doing it. You know, you can even do this badly. You can even invite badly. But if you're doing it, you'll find your 3 folks. You'll find your 3 people. Yeah. So, but I appreciate the comment. Thank you so much about saying that. I was like, well, great. I'm glad she's feeling good about everything. Yeah, there it is. The nice shout out logo on there. I love it. I'm so pumped. The purge works. I love it. Was there anything else you needed to discuss, lovely?
No, because I'm going to go back and I'm going to listen to those calls, and that's what really helps me to write down things so that I can get very focused and just, say what I'm going to say and then work on my posture.
Sure. Okay, good deal. All right, so I'm going to, as soon as I get off, I'm going to post this call, but it does take a little while to upload, but it will be there this evening if you need to listen back for the invite for Sharon. Invite for Sharon and Julia.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
Okay, lovely. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll speak to you tomorrow night.
Okay.
All right, lovely. Bye-bye now.